Hello, ThousandPoundPig here. As you can see, I'm playing as Sobek, and this is going to be a normal conquest match. I haven't made one of these videos for a while because there's always been a problem with it. It's either a player has disconnected very early, the team has voted to surrender really early on, and it's just never been 5 versus 5. And dickheads like this Agni, who's just taunting or joking or whatever with his damn voice pack, just hanging around me. And that kind of makes for a bad video. You can't really hear anything clear. Fenrir's doing it as well. See what I mean? See what I have to put up with? Yes, that is some of the trouble I am having when I try to record a conquest match in Smite. There is a new patch today, or soon, but there's no new god with it, so I thought I'd just update you people who enjoy the Smite content. But there have been some balance changes. I suck with numbers, I'm not going to go into detail with that. You can just check out the patch in the link in the description, which links to their official patch page or whatever it is. But I'll show you what I have been working on. I've been doing a lot of graphics. Right here you can see a few builds I'm doing, because I want to make these builds kind of a bit more dynamic, so people can look at these builds and be like, oh, I can go this path or that path. And it's very general builds, of course. It's not the be all and end all of item guides. It's just meant to be a thing which you can quickly look at and choose your build while on the fly. And it's cool because for each god it's different, except for carries. They seem to rotate between 2 or 3 different builds. I've seen some interesting ones with Odyssey Bow at the start to help with your clear. And I've also seen a Fatalis Apollo, and that's really seemed to work well. That was cool, especially once you built crit at the end. But that takes a lot of work. It just takes a lot of time and research, because I got to find the average build for the god, and then I have to find the branches of it. And how can I make it all fit on one page without making it too messy? And you may know from previous videos I've put up a tier list, which is basically S tier, A tier, B tier, C, and it basically so you know what to ban. There are a lot of people who say this method is stupid because it doesn't really tell you who is great in each role, so that's what I've been making these tier lists for. Each tier list is based off a role, so it's hunter role, the jungle, the mid, solo, support. There may be a very good solo god, but he isn't so good once he is in the jungle. Or there may be a very strong jungler, but he's not good in any other lane. It's just cool stuff like that. At the moment I have finished the hunter list and the solo list, but you can see there's a lot of empty spots next to each god frame. Those god frames are, the tick means pick this god into this god, because that's what the god counters, and don't pick the god into the god which is next to the big red cross. Now for this, I've kind of made it so you counter a god which you will most likely be laning against. That doesn't just mean hunters will counter other hunters and no other gods will be mentioned. There are popular gods used in the hunter role quite often, such as Vulcan, Loki, Freya and Kronos, so I've also put those in the list. Loki really screws things up. He's an arsehole of a carry to deal with. But there's a lot of empty spots in this which I'm hoping to fill out in the next few weeks. I just need to know what god is great for countering another god and what counters that god. But yeah, I am trying to make it exclusive for each role, so supports need to counter other supports, middle laners need to counter other middle laners, solo laners support other solo laners, hunters support other hunters. The support needs to counter either the opposing support or the opposing hunter, because that's just the way the laning phase works. All these counters are meant to be for the laning phase, so you can win your lane and just snowball from there. And the jungle is probably the most varied, because you're in the jungle, but if you do run into the opposing jungler, it's good if you know that you counter them and you can do well against them. If not, then it's just a hard counter. What does that god do great against? So yeah, if you got any advice as to all the counters, maybe how all these graphics look, then let me know, because I want to put this in the next Smite video, or the next Smite patch video. And I'll keep working on trying to get some proper conquest matches recorded for you. So keep in contact, and I'll see you next time.